Um, and it really helped. I guess it, especially if like you don't have like a support network where you're able to, I guess, offload um on the days where things are really heavy on your mind and things like that. It's really
Mm-hmm.
helpful.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I
It's not
love that.
encouraged, especially in the Pacific Islander community. Like, ugh, what do you need to talk
Mm,
about? That
yeah.
costs money. Just talk to me, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, no, you're right. They'll tell you, like in the black community, for real, like in our community, it's always like, man, you're gonna, like, you could literally say, I am struggling mentally. I don't know what's wrong with me. Something's up, but I need help. Yeah, but you still going to college, right? Oh, congratulations. It's like, it's like I just told you I need, or I just told you something's wrong with me, and you're pushing me into this, and you already know college can be super stressful. Like that was probably yeah, that's actually when I struggled with depression in college and anxiety. I like that episode was in college, but literally you can tell and be screaming for help, at least in the community, in my community, and it's still a matter of no, no, you're good. Just make sure you get your, as long as you graduate, you're good. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be it's like it's like what? And then that's, you go throughout the entire rest of your life carrying that on and then sharing that with your kids. And now your kids are brought up. And so it's this endless cycle. But I'm glad you brought that up, Larissa. Thank you. It's not stressed enough. You're right. It's not. Elena, how about you? Have you had therapy, or do you feel like you're gonna get it?
I have therapy starting
Mm,
from very um I started acting out at around age like 7 um because of childhood trauma that I had been through.
mm-hmm.
Um, and so I was thrown into therapy because, oh, you're acting out, you need to talk to somebody. And this kind of correlates to what Giselle was saying is, you know, you really have to find therapists that, or psychologists or psychiatrists that you resonate with. Because there's some that can do good or bad to you, but it's also about the perspective you have on it. When I was 7, my therapist told me, and to me, I feel like a therapist should never say this to a 7-year old or 8-year old, however old I was.
Mm-hmm.
But she told me, what you've been through, you'll grow up to either be two things. You grow up to either be successful or you grow up to be a prostitute. And um, that hit me because I was like,
Mm,
there's there's no way. There's no
mm.
way I'm gonna take that lane. So I'm gonna work my butt off and do whatever I can to be successful. And that's kind of where my
Absolutely.
resilience comes from. But that was also damaging as a child.
Yeah. Uh, Do you have her number? Like, I would love to hit her up. Like, I'm saying, no, no. If you got that number, send that to me. I'm dead serious. I'll act like I need services, and then I'll just be like, man, you like, hey, send me that number if you have it. I'm sorry.
I don't think I do. She's probably long gone by now. But
Yeah.
uh, but then growing up, I've been through to therapy many times just because what I went through as a child was very traumatic for me, and I did play the victim card for a little while. Well, I'm this way because
Mm,
of what happened. I'm
mm,
this way because of this, and I can't change that. And
mm.
so I think it was about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I got back into therapy um, and found this. She was amazing, amazing.
Mm, mm,
She listened to what I had to say. She dug deeper. She didn't just hear what I said and then tried to like tell me what was wrong with me. She was like, well, I hear you're telling me this, but I think there's more. Can we try to reach that more? And this also, after me and her finished, this kind of led me into doing I don't know if you guys have heard of shadow work,
yeah.
but
Mm-hmm.
it led me into doing shadow work because that's a lot of what it is just hearing your triggers and digging in deeper into your triggers to figure out why it triggers you, where did it stem from, how to get to the root of it, and then how to change it and retrain your mind and yourself to think differently than what you were raised to think.
Mm.
But she's amazing. So you have good ones, you have bad ones. And that's, I think, what scares a lot of people from going to therapy
Yeah.
is they go to therapy, have a bad one, and say, I never want to go again. And you can't just stop at one. You can't just stop just because that one thing didn't work for you. Oh, I didn't like working HIIT workouts, so I just don't want to at all. But there's so many different other styles that you could try, So, yeah.
Oh, man, this stuff right here is just golden. Like, I love it. I love this, man. This is just so golden. It's so healing. Like, do y'all feel good already? I feel good, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real. I'd be having these calls for y'all, but I'd be like, man, I think I need them the most. Like, I'm dead serious. I feel amazing talking to y'all about this stuff. And the pouring out that y'all are doing is absolutely incredible. Like, I thank y'all so much for being transparent. Y'all are truly pouring out and laying y'all hearts on the line in regards to how y'all are feeling. And I admire it. I admire it. Let me ask you this. In terms of your own personal mental health now, and again, you don't have to share in terms of where you are, you don't have to share too much if you don't want to, but mentally, where are you and why? I would say, if you want to share, but where are you right now? You would say from 1 to 10 mentally.
One being bad.
Yeah, one being bad. One being bad. Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. One being bad.
Just in case we all say one.
Right. I'm like, dang, like one being bad, 10 being amazing, excellent. And then why, if you don't mind sharing?
I think I'm like an 8. 8. Yeah, I like a solid 8, I feel.
Okay. Why 8? That's a pretty good number, I would say.
Yeah, I would say 8 just because me personally, I mean, I'm just like, even though like there are certain things that I'm experiencing right now, like
Yeah.
I just am the type of person like I am very optimistic.
Mm.
Well, I'm a realist, but I'm also optimistic as well. Like, um, so I just try to like, see the positive in things and then kind of like use that to keep myself like disciplined and like all of that. And then I mentioned it before, like my faith. So that's like the number one thing that helps me
Mm.
personally. So yeah, because of that, I'm definitely like a solid 8
Mm.
for sure.
Let me ask you this. What do you think it would take you to get to that 10? What could help those 2 notches?
Well, I mean, ultimately, life's not perfect. Because
Yeah.
then I could say, like, oh, for those situations right now to go away. But like, life's not perfect.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
always going to be problems. There's always going to be something that can stress someone out, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's just this is the way I think.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't want to technically say, I will, like, I do want to say for those 2 things to go away, but I'm also willing to say, like, just because those 2 things goes away doesn't mean like all my problems are gone. Like, my life is problem free. Like, no, there will always be little things, but it's just
Mm.
kind of like there's that one saying, I kind of forgot how it goes, but it's like kind of like pick your problems
Mm.
type of thing.
Mm.
It's like,
Mm.
do I really need to stress about this? Do I really need to like, or can I just kind of like
Mm.
stress about something else? So I'm just kind of that type of person where I really try to figure out, okay, like, do I really need to worry about that? Or like,
Yeah.
like, not really, that's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
okay or whatever. So
I love
yeah.
it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. You choose the better of of your problems. It's like, nah, I choose to see this side of it, the better side. I like
Mm-hmm.
that. I like that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Elena, Larissa, 1 to 10. No negative numbers.
No negative.
Like negative numbers, nah. We got to like we got to cancel
Negative
it.
100.
Negative 100. What?
No,
I'd say
I'm probably the. Sorry.
do you want to go?
There you go.
Okay. I'd say I'm about a 6, but an increasing 6. Um, you know, with the news that we just got, that I can only feel so great right now. So I think my mental health is just, it's a work in progress at the moment. I'm still okay. I'm still here, taking it day by day, but slowly just working my way back up to a positive, more outlook.
I love it. I love it. So in terms of, like you said, the situation that just happened, obviously, that plays a huge part. But are you saying maybe to get to that 10 or maybe to get to that 8 or whatever? But I would say I want all of you to be at a 10. But in order for you to get at that 10, are you saying that it probably would just take time with this healing in regards to what has just happened?
Exactly.
Exactly. And the other recent ones as well. Just time.
Yeah, just time.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I appreciate that. Thank you for sharing that. And Larissa?
Um, I don't know. I would say maybe at 8.5.
Okay. Okay. That's good.
Yeah, like it's hard to say with mental health, right? Because you
Yeah.
could have like a bad hour or bad half an hour, and then like you're good.
Yep.
Sometimes I just need to cry, like I
Mm-hmm.
did with you guys, and then like I'm good. Like I feel like heaps better. So it's hard
Mm-hmm.
to say. Like I feel like maybe a 3 to 2 is more so thoughts towards self-harm kind of thing.
Mm.
Um, I don't feel like I've ever come to that point. So like yeah, I would say maybe between 7 and a 8.5.
You have. Okay. Okay. No, I love that. I love that. Oh, now, when you mention a 2 and a 3, are you saying that you're there sometimes? Is that what you're saying?
No, never.
Okay. Okay.
Um, I guess like for me, I haven't been through something traumatic where I feel like the next best thing is to self-harm.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because growing up, like as well, I grew up in like a Christian home, like my
Mm-hmm.
dad's a pastor, whatever. Um, with and that's something I guess that stuck with me is that like God will never push you through something you can't handle. So no
Mm-hmm.
matter how like hard it is, I guess that's like at the back of my mind. So
Mm-hmm.
whether that's the reason why like my mind doesn't go towards that way is another story. I'm not too sure.
I'm
Yeah.
sure. I'm definitely sure that plays a part. Absolutely. You got a pastor in your house? Your dad? Yeah. Like, I mean, that means he's doing something right for real. Like, if I was a pastor, my daughter says that, man, like, oh, that would be one of the most beautiful things. She jumped on a group call and said that. And I like heard that walking past the door. I was bro, I'm doing something right. Like, I'm serious, man. Because I want like 5 daughters. Like, oh, I cannot wait.
Oh, good
But
luck.
No, you don't.
that's messed up. That's messed up. Nah, I do. I
Or
do
other
it.
boys.
I'm gonna kiss them on their chubby cheeks every doggone night. Like,
I have one.
you say you have one? Say it again.
I said I have one girl, and that's enough.
Try having twins.
Oh,
Ooh.
You can see how hard it is. Oh, because I'm a twin. That's why.
Hey, you're a twin?
Yeah, I told you this.
Yeah, I think you did. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought so many
He
different
told
people.
you, Trey.
I don't even
How
do.
rude.
Did you mention that on the call last time? I feel like
Yeah, I
see,
did. And I feel like this is how I know like he doesn't really want me here.
Y'all
yeah.
wrong, man. Y'all are wrong. And Giselle always comes in with this thing. You wrong. Look, all right. Look, wait, will you go see that Zoom link next week? All right.
I'm joking.
You wrong. I'm sorry, and I do want y'all here, Larissa. You better stop saying that. That's messed up. I do. I love when you're on here. Like I tried to get you on here before Giselle, but you were late. Remember that? Yeah, yeah,
No, I got no excuse. I just was
yeah,
late.
yeah. You were late. Yeah, exactly. Nah, just wait. You ain't gonna see that link. That She ain't gonna see that link next week. She'll be like, Trey, I can't get in the I can't get in the call. Look. We gonna add we gonna replace Giselle with Larissa in the group. Nah.
Oh my gosh.
Nah, but that's amazing. And again, I love that you all correlate your faith with your mental health, because I think that's a huge thing. I also profess faith, and that, is something that I continuously know I can't be without the Lord. With that said too, wait, did everyone answer? I'm sorry, did everyone answer? Everyone did. Everyone pretty much did. Okay, cool. Let's see. I wanted to share mine. Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I'm going to share mine. I feel like I haven't really opened up in regards to that as well, so I'll do it as well. I would say for me, like, to be honest with you, to be completely honest, man, I would say a 10. I would probably say 100. Like, and that's why I asked, like, you all in regards to that, because I don't know. I think, again, I haven't been through half the things that some of you all have. I've been through my own personal things. I've been through those things, and I'm not going to discredit those things, but I can truly say that you all's stories, you all's perspectives, and just knowing you all, I personally just feel like those struggles have been way bigger than mine. However, given the struggles I have gone through, I would still say a 10. I would say above. And I think a lot of the reasons that I would say that is because, and I was sharing this with you earlier a little bit, Elena, but I've been practicing my focus to be on gratitude, to be grateful for what it is that I have and not what I don't have. And an entrepreneur that I follow heavily, Gary Vee, he talks about that, focusing on gratitude, being grateful for what it is that you have. He says, you do that, you'll be the happiest person on earth. And when I really started to, like, hone in on that this week, I would say I started to hone in on that the most. I really found myself not having anything to complain about. It's like, man, I have this or I have that. When I would feel down, or if I would feel needy or wanting something, I would think about what I have. And I'm like, I may not have a bunch of food downstairs, but I got some ramen noodles. I won't tell y'all I'm eating those. I want y'all to think I don't care what you say. Just look, you the person, I don't care. But
that sodium, man, that sodium will catch up to you. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
Hey, I'll drink some water. I'll put some water in.
Just remember, it doesn't break down. You're gonna block your colon.
You got the Elena. Okay, all right. Look, you don't see that link next week. I'll be the only one. I'll be talking to myself. No.
You're talking to yourself.
What do you think, Trey? What do you think? I mean, I don't know. No.
You posted.
Right, I posted. I'm all right. This man, he done went crazy. Right. He said his mental health was at a 10. I don't know. Right? Looking a bit stressed to me. But no. But focusing on that, that gratefulness, that gratitude, what I have, things that I focusing on that more than what I don't have has made me really happy. Like, I'll get super happy. I'm just like, man, I have that. I have my mom, or I have this, I have that. My brother, my sister, or just things that I do have. If it's not a lot of money, or the money I do have, or the needs, the necessity I have, because money, it doesn't make me happy at all. It's more the things around me, the people around me, the relationships that make me happy. And so just thinking about all those different things, it just completely wipes everything that I'm thinking about out of existence, in a sense. And I recently had a moment where I was really trying to test it. Where I was kind of like, because it's easy to say this stuff when nothing's happening, right? It's like, you ain't got nothing. It's like, you're cool. But when something happens or something knocks at your door, it's like, okay, now here's the test. Let's see how you do. Something recently happened like that, and I was able to kind of quickly, lean on my faith. And I think that's moments like that. I think it's kind of like lifting weights. When you lift a really heavy weight, or when you hit a certain PR, let's say you're benching 250, 10 pounds feels like nothing. it's like this is absolutely like, what is this? It's boring. It's almost like, I can do this in my sleep. So I feel like when you go through there's a quote by a poet, the poet Charles Bukowski I talked about, but he says those who go through hell rarely talk about it, and then he also said, but nothing also nothing barely bothers them afterwards, if that makes sense. Like those who go through some trying stuff, it, stuff after that barely bothers them anymore, but they also rarely even talk about it, but you just see this calmness about them because it's like they didn't been through something. I don't know what, but they've been through something. So that really sticks with me, and I think that recent thing I had kind of really touched me to the point to where I kind of look at life in a different perspective. And of course, I'm always talking about death. So then that too, coupled with all the other things, just makes it to where I'm like, man, I'm grateful to just be alive now. Even if today was my last day, I'm grateful. So that's where I'm at. I would definitely say that's where I'm at, and I hope that we all can be at a 10 always. But again, I truly appreciate y'all being transparent about your number. I think that right there is important, to be truthful. Going back, Elena, to what you said, knowing yourself, being able to know who you are, knowing yourself, knowing where you are, and don't lie to yourself. Just you also talked about being a realist. You're a realist, although you're optimist. It's like at the same time you got to be real. It's like, yeah, I'm not feeling this way, or I am an 8, or I am a 3. I do feel like harming myself. You have to be honest about those things, because a lot of people, like the recent celebrity, I forgot his name. Twitch. Yeah, Twitch.
Oh, were you talking about him or someone else?
Yeah, I was talking about him. Exactly. Twitch, how he, this guy looked like he had everything. Literally 2 days ago, before he died, he posted on TikTok dancing. Like freaking dancing. It's like this dude is just he's killing it. He's happy with his wife. Anniversary, they had their anniversary, and then he commits suicide and shoots himself in the head. It's like, wow, like you don't think about those things, or you don't, you don't even think someone's going through something like that when they have this lifestyle. And I would not want any of us to portray that. Like, if you really feel down, if you really feel like crap, I would rather you show that than show something else, because then there's help that can actually come from that. So that's another reason why I wanted to do this call, and not even just for us. I'm gonna post this, and I'm gonna probably tag some people in it, and I'm like, hey, like, you can see, like, people are struck. People, we all deal with things, but never feel like you have to cover it. You have to cover it up as a facade. Don't. That's the last thing you want to do, because it's like shaking up a bottle of soda, and eventually the cap will fly off. But how it flies off, I think that's the scary part. You had to blow up in front of somebody. You had to, burn some bridges that you can't take back. You say something to somebody, hurt somebody else, or you end up hurting yourself. So as we close out,
poetry night.
Say it again.
Like, go write that down for poetry night.
You know what, man? I was like, hold on. I'm gonna cut this out. I'm gonna cut this snippet. I'm gonna post it when poetry night. We're gonna act like we're in a poetry session right here. But that was pretty. I'm glad you caught that.
It was kind of flowing.
It was flowing, man. I was like, I said that. I was like, what? I said, like, that was me. Like, that. You're right. Like, I'm telling you, man. The Holy Spirit took over, man. Like, it's still truthful words, man. And poetry is a good way to express. I'm telling you, Elena, don't do this. Not tonight. I will pull up my notepad and start reading. Like, don't do it. But thank y'all so much. As we close out, I really just wanted to say how much I'm grateful that in terms of what y'all have shared, what y'all have uncovered about yourselves, the information y'all gave to actually help one another as well. A lot of stuff y'all said helped me. And I just want to leave the floor open for if there's any questions, any comments that y'all have before we close out. And I'm gonna go around and get everyone's social media so y'all can add each other, but also people that see the video can add y'all as well. But are there any comments or questions before we close out?
Thank you, everybody who showed up, and I'm glad I got to hear everybody and their perspectives. Giselle, I've heard your story, and I've told Trey that I just think you're super inspirational, coming from what you went through to where you are now. Like, girl, you're killing it. Like, you're killing it.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. Thank you.
You're
And you are
welcome.
too. We're all killing it. And, despite what we're going through, like I think we always just gotta, well, in my opinion, like always just try to look at the positives, but we're all killing it and we're all doing really well, Life's too short to be unhappy, you know.
True.
Yeah. But thank you.
You're welcome.
Love it. Anybody else? Anybody got anything? Any comments? Any questions before we close out? And I'll make sure too. I'll try to put us all in a group on IG, and like that way y'all can kind of add each other from there as well. Because, well, Elena, you and Giselle already know each other, so I guess I'll shoot everyone's stuff to you, Larissa. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll just do that since y'all know each other. Yeah. All right. With that said, man, if y'all could go around and everyone just tell everybody on here where they can find you in terms of social media and stuff, because I know a lot of people that reference y'all now. Like when they see y'all in videos, they're like, man, I want to do this, or I would love this, or they would love to find y'all. So if y'all don't mind just telling your social media where people can find you and reach out. One at a time.
Okay. Okay. I'll just go first. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, LetzJezTalk training. Yeah.
All right.
And I am on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at It's Elena Marie. That's Mariee. Because I had to be extra.
Right. You held down that button for a bit too long. And Larissa?
I'm on Instagram and TikTok, and it's Lariri, LAH_RIRI.
Love it, love it, love it, love it, man. Guys, for those who are watching, thank y'all for tuning in, man, to this episode of my private Facebook fitness group. If you do want to join, or if you're looking to join and want this type of support too, we do these every week. So if you want to join the group, hit me up. I can tell you more about that as well. But all in all, man, I want to thank you all for just allowing me to pick your brains. All of you to pick your brains. For all of you who stayed on and listened up until this point, thank you too for just being patient and being willing to listen and hear it out. But as you all know, man, we will definitely be diving more into other topics, other things that we discuss as well. But mental health, I think, was something tonight that really needs to be stressed. So with that said, man, go follow, like, subscribe to the channel, follow all of these amazing ladies. And until next time, guys, peace.